and all that mess. So if something happened to me, it's just, I had it coming. But you got this group of men, and there's some women among them, that I call the what about game. So whenever you highlight Bill Cosby as a serial rapist, R. Kelly is a serial pedophile rapist, when you highlight individuals, prominent people, the first thing they jump up and say is, what about the white rapists? What about the white men? They say, what about Harvey Weinstein? What about Bill Clinton? What about Donald Trump? He sexually assaulted women and he's in the White House. So, and then I asked him, are you asking that black male rapists be allowed to operate with impunity like white male rapists? Or do you want the same justice for the white male rapist for the, and generally, they don't like to admit it when it's laid out. They generally want the prominent black males to operate with as much impunity as white men. They don't just want to, when you think about equality and these black men who try to mimic white men of power. And I was just in Hyde Park. You go to Hyde Park, you see these black men, they smoking cigars, and they got these German beer mugs, and they really want to embody what they imagine, what the TV tells them wealthy white men do. They go out and buy the cars. They even go and marry the women. They try to get the same woman, the Kardashian. They try to get everything they see white men have. So they know it's not that they want white men, criminal white men, psychopathic white men brought down to justice. They want to elevate to the injustice. They want to be the dictators. They want to be the tyrants. They want to be the imperialists. They want to be the capitalists. So when they see, and they live vicariously through the black men who get up to that status. And so when they see a black man at that status that they aspire to be brought down a peg or get what I call, and forgive my crass language, but it is one of the, I can't incorrect, what Paul Mooney calls the nigga wake up call. When you think you got the fiat that the white man got, you got all the same money, you got all the same cars, you smoke the same illegal Cuban cigars, and you got all the status, and you on all the TV screens, and you private jetting around to Dubai, and you got all the material stuff that the white man has. And you really start to think, you start to develop his mentality, looking down on black people, criticizing black people, telling black folks if we don't want the police to shoot us, we shouldn't steal pound cake. Yeah, I'm talking about Cosby. And all of a sudden it's like, nah, you can't buy your way out of racial oppression. You can have a highest consumption level, but you're still low on the racial caste hierarchy. So sometimes black folks get snapped into reality. So when black people who live vicariously through these elite black men see a black man being brought down, it's not that they want justice. It's that they want that their fantasy is ruined. It's that their fantasy, the thrill is gone. And they want to live vicariously through these men, so they need to see them living with as much impunity as the white men do. But again, that's white privilege. And you think you're fighting for privilege, but you're not fighting for privilege. You're trying to infect yourself with the pathology. And that's why you need to stop saying white privilege. Because if it's privilege, it's something we want. Who doesn't want privilege? I would like to have privileges here at Q4 Radio. I'd like to be able to come in here when I want to, play whatever music I want to. With the cuss words and everything. I'd like to be able to cuss on air. There's all kinds of things I want to do. I would replace this seat and get a more comfortable seat. Not with my own money, but have to. I wish I had more privileges here. Who doesn't want privileges? Hell, I wish the radio station was closer to my house. For my own good, to hell with everybody else. Who doesn't want privileges? But when we look at a pathological people, and we want to behave and be able to move and navigate the world exactly like them, you're not fighting for privilege, you're fighting to infect yourself with the same pathology. And nobody wants pathology. So if we start saying, wow, this white man in power is trying to empower this white male child, to go out and victimize more people. That's not white privilege on anybody's behalf. That's white pathology. And then it makes those men, the what about gang, those black men and women who want to mimic, who want to embody, who want to fully integrate with Europeans, it makes us understand who they are and how they relate to the rest of us. You don't say, wow, that brother's privileged, that brother's pathological, that sister's privileged, that sister's pathological. Trump has been accused of rape by over 20, he's coming up on, I think it's 28 women have accused Trump of rape. And Trump snitched on himself by talking about how he literally says, I sexually assault women. I grab women and just start kissing them. I can't control myself. I grab them and I'm a celebrity. They let me do it. I can't even repeat his words because, the federal FCC will come down on this station. And Lord knows, Q4, we ain't got money to fight no lawsuit. We barely got enough to stay on the air. So support Q4. Support the Bro Diallo Show. And he's president. Is that white privilege or is that white pathology? And the majority of white women voted for him. He wouldn't be in office. White women are voting for rapists, white rapists. Is that what we want in our community? We got it. I mean, a lot of black women still support R. Kelly. We got that in our community, but is that what we want to continue to go after? So the what about gang, and another thing I always say, the what about gang are not rape advocates. They are not anti-rape advocates. They are not even social justice or criminal justice advocates. They're mimicking white men advocates. Hey, Bill Cosby got as much money as a white man. Why doesn't he get the same type of injustice? Why doesn't he get the same consideration? And I say he did, actually. He actually did. Bill Cosby got white justice. Bill Cosby been raping dozens of women for decades. That's white pathology. He actually did get the benefit of white pathology, but he pushed it beyond. He pushed it to his breaking point. He got ignorant, arrogant, and he admitted on record, yes, I secure these drugs. He said, go read the deposition, the sealed deposition that they reopened. He said, I secure these drugs. I buy these drugs for the specific intent to induce some type of state of unawareness or euphoria in women. He literally says, I buy date rape drugs. I use date rape drugs. He admitted to it. But he thought it was a sealed deposition. See, Bill Cosby really believed in white folks. He believed everything white folks told him. He believed that the white man, when the white man said, okay, I'm done being racist, I'm going to be equal. And he came and came to the black community and said, listen, the white man gave us our freedom. And y'all didn't keep up your end of the bargain. Said there's no more racism. How do you know there's no more racism, Bill Cosby? The white man told me there was no more racism. So Bill Cosby realized the white man ain't the most honest person in the world right now. Because the white man also said, okay, if you just speak openly on this deposition, allow us to record your words and create these transcripts, and we will seal this deposition. Never see the light of day. Bill Cosby's like, all right, boss. And he believed the white man. That the white man was going to seal that deposition. And when he went into the courtroom, he was like, his lawyer was like, that's inadmissible evidence. Judge, that's a sealed secret deposition. That's inadmissible. Throw it out. By your law, you promised me. And the white man was like, hey, I guess you don't know about me. What you ain't heard. Heard the word, you ain't heard about me. My reputation does not precede me. Just because I say it does not make it so. So maybe Bill Cosby, just like he's realizing a sealed deposition. Well, I had this prominent black woman who came up in segregation, fought through the system, got her doctorate degree, and went on to the heights of society. And she told me something one time. Wealthy, prominent black woman. She's one of them behind-the-scenes black women, helping black people with moving and shaking things, but don't want to be public. So I guess she don't want to end up like Fred Hampton or Asada. But, you know, we got some black folks out here doing the do that we don't even know about. Anyway, this black woman told me something. And this is going, again, more crassness. It's an ugly world. I don't know how to use pretty words to talk about an ugly world. So she told me, no is for niggas. No is for niggas. Meaning that white people, all these laws, all these regulations, all these limitations, all these treaties and all these amendments, all this stuff that's written down on paper, the white elites do not apply any of it. They don't give a damn about none of it. They make laws, break laws, take laws, snake laws. They don't give a damn. So it's really silly for black people to be beating each other over the head about which one of us are best at adhering to white folks' rules. We need to come up with our own, like Dr. John Henry Clark said, our Supreme Court should be our kitchen tables. Where regardless of what they say, we need to determine our interest, what's in our interest, and what is in our interest to cooperate, or to at least feign cooperation with the system, and when it is our prerogative and our interest to go against it and even break their laws. And we don't even respect their laws, we respect their capacity to enforce their laws. But we really, many of us, our morality is grounded in them, you know, Judeo-Christian, constitutional, and all that nonsense. But they never obey their own laws. Look at Trump is just, you know, using the Constitution as toilet paper, as a footmat, a doormat. And ain't nobody doing nothing about it, even though Pelosi, Nancy put impeachment off the table, Pelosi. So anyway, the What About gang, I want to congratulate y'all. It seems like Jeffrey Epstein is going to face white justice. He's going to be treated like Bill Cosby. And he even's trying to call double jeopardy. You know, it's very likely that Jeffrey Epstein could have, you know, like Slobodan Milosevic, the war criminal, and the day he was supposed to go to trial, he had this mysterious stroke, this mysterious heart attack in his cell. Did like literally minutes before, I think, because, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein got enough dirt to bring down the Democrats and the Republicans. It was Trump and Bill Clinton was riding on his Lolita Express private jet, going to his underage brothels. And a lot of these pedophiles, these wealthy pedophiles, if you read a book, Disposable People, I'm going to have to bring that book in. I actually had pulled it off my shelf. I wanted to read some sections on that, about modern-day slavery. Disposable People is a really good book. You should read Disposable People. But in that, they talk about these brothels that have children as young as 7 or 8 in these brothels in many of the Buddhist countries. In many of these countries with the religions that y'all think are so progressive, Buddhism, Hinduism, y'all got all these Buddhist symbols. Y'all got all, you know, all these herbs, these exotic Eastern Arabs. And many of these countries that believe in reincarnation, they are some of the most racist and anti-human religions. But y'all only look at the surface. Yes, if you do something wrong in life, karma will get you. No, that's not what karma is. Well, and I can't get into that because my time ain't on my side. But let me just say, a lot of these pedophiles go overseas to do their stuff because it's like they go to Jamaica, they go to Africa, children aren't protected. They go to Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Singapore even sometimes, the Buddhist countries. And they go to these brothels. And they get on these private jets where they don't even have to get a plane ticket and all of that. They can travel incognito. And they say Bill Clinton himself has gone, it ain't no Pizzagate. Pizzagate is bull. Why the hell would rich white people go to some grimy basement for little kids when they can go to luxury hotels to rape children? And let me say one more thing about this Pizzagate nonsense. Y'all, everybody was up and on with this QAnon Pizzagate stuff.